I think with these changes, we might have more activity in areas where people want it. So, questions. I think you guys have been asking me questions all along, but you might be done.
Any more questions?
I have a question for you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Mr. Barber.
This comes to us as item 6 on the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Is this considered a public hearing on this item?
No,
It
not
is
in my
not.
mind.
And it does not come forth with a staff recommendation either?
No.
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 Okay.
Nor, as I'll explain shortly, has no ramifications on county council's vote. Normally, on a rezoning, where if we vote to deny something, it takes a supermajority. And this is not the case. Since this is a total replacement, I've been told by legal that the vote that we're about to take, I hope, has no legal significance to county council, except a
No
recommendation,
recommendation.
purely a recommendation. So how would you like to handle this? Would you like to do it as a group, one at a time? Does anybody would like to speak to some of this real quick? Not you. And if anybody has.
Would we speak before we have a motion or have a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to hear everybody. All righty.
I'd like to speak to it.
Go ahead, Ms. Manning.
Thank you.
30 seconds.
I'll try and do it in 30. I want to appreciate, Rashida and I met for about 2 hours on Monday, and I really appreciate the time that you spent and you explained. My biggest problem with the UDO at this point right now is something that was just mentioned, where you were talking about reducing subjectivity of the Planning Commission. The whole reason I joined the Planning Commission was to be subjective. You are very objective in terms of the staff recommendations that you make. The public has subjectivity, and they expect us to have that same subjectivity. And I'm stunned at the fact that that's what we're trying to do, is to replace the Planning Commission's subjectivity. And I find that just really quite amazing. Many of the charts you're also showing, respectfully, these are the first times I've ever seen these charts. Now, I'm working my way through the 623 pages of the new UDO, the redlined one, and I'm probably to about 123 pages approximately, but I do think that it would be incumbent upon all of us to be able to go through the entire UDO, line by line, and actually read it and realize the subjectivity is inherently important for the Planning Commission. We represent a lot of the public here. We truly, truly do. And I understand that your rules and regulations, you have some really great ideas in terms of rules and regulations, but there is something to subjectivity. And I think that we cannot take that away from the Planning Commission. Otherwise, what are you suggesting, that we go ahead and abolish the entire Planning Commission? Is that what we're suggesting? That's what I'm suggesting. That's what I'm basically seeing here. That's all I have to say. Is that my 30 seconds?
There you go.
Thank you.
31. Thank you, Ms. Manning. I don't want to get into a long rebuttal. She has her opinion. Anybody else has their opinion before we vote? And also, would you like a roll call or just a normal vote? Okay. Well, I'm open for suggestions.
Well, is it appropriate to make a motion?
No. I was just going to say everybody in favor,
Yeah.
raise their hand, and everybody who's not. I mean, that's
So what are we in favor of? It's nothing on the floor.
All those in favor accepting the UDO.
Go ahead and make a motion if you insist.
Well, I was going to make a motion. I was going to read part of what came from the memorandum, which this motion may not be accepted, but I'm going to make a motion anyway.
Go
Is that
ahead.
all right, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
So I would
20
make a
seconds.
recommendation that the Planning Commission approve the UDO and send it to the Planning and Development Committee to replace the existing zoning ordinance, the tree ordinance, the transportation corridor preservation ordinance, and the land development regulations with the new UDO, borrowing from words already in the packet. That's the motion.
All right. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Bailey. Mr. Barbary made a motion to approve the UDO as written, and Mr. Bailey has a second. Any further discussion? All in favor to approve, raise your hand. This is going to be funny. All those who wish to deny the UDO, raise your hand. All righty. It's my decision. Let it be known that it'll go forth to the P&D as a no recommendation, which sort of semi works out. I mean, everybody's got their own thoughts. Staff, you did a great job. It was monumental to pull this together. You know, I still have some, I think, holes, but would you like to do the planning report?